slid open with a familiar sound. The trees were standing just where they were yesterday. The street was quiet, the sky was clear. Nothing looked different at first, but something in the air had changed overnight. A cooler breeze moved through the room, carrying a feeling I couldn't quite name, but somehow understood. The first cool morning of a season not yet here. A small reminder that everything keeps moving. The first cool morning, soft and slow, arriving without asking for anyone to notice. Porch swing creaked somewhere down the street. A newspaper landed near a driveway. The world kept turning the way it always does, while summer quietly loosened its grip. First cool morning of a season not yet here. A small reminder that everything keeps moving. The first cool morning, soft and slow, leaving its fingerprints on the day ahead. The first cool morning, and somehow that felt nice. The curtains moved, the breeze stayed a while, and the morning began. Grocery store, one light earlier than it did before. A quiet little signal, summer's letting go. The sidewalks looked familiar, the houses looked the same. Kids were riding bicycles along but the shadows stretched farther across the pavement now, and the evening settled in a little sooner somehow. Someone pulled their curtains, someone called the dog dug inside. The sky still held some color, but not as much as July. I checked the time twice, certain I was wrong, but the season had been moving all along. No big announcement, no sudden change, just one small street light glowing in the fading day. One light earlier than I remember, glowing at the corner near the grocery store. One light earlier than it did before, a quiet little signal, summer's letting go. One light earlier, and somehow I smiled, watching September arrive in its own style. The street grew quiet, one porch at a time. The bell above the cafe door rang the way it always does. I ordered my usual without thinking much, an iced coffee in a clear plastic cup. The same thing I've been drinking all summer. I took my seat by the window and watched the street outside. A few leaves moved across the sidewalk, not many, just enough to remind me the calendar wasn't wrong. Melted slowly as the afternoon passed, and for the first time in a while, the drink felt colder than I expected against my hands. Maybe next time I'll order something warm, not because summer is over, but because it's changing the way all seasons do, little by little, without saying goodbye. Was empty, the afternoon wasn't. The porch swing moved just a little, back and forth back and forth. The afternoon was ending without much to say, and I was happy to let it. A dog barks somewhere 2 streets away. Someone closed the screen door across the block. The sky faded slowly from gold into blue, like it wasn't in any hurry. September porch, holding on to daylight a little longer before the evening comes. September porch, nothing special happening, just the kind of moment I hope I don't forget. First porch light came on down the street, then another and another. The neighborhood settling into the night, one window at a time. September porch, holding on to daylight a little longer before the evening comes. September porch, nothing special happening, just the kind of moment I hope I don't forget. September porch, quiet as a postcard, waiting to be mailed to another season. The swing slowed down, the sky grew darker, and evening arrived. I opened up the closet, looking for a jacket, and there it was, folded on the shelf. The sweater I packed away back in spring, waiting quietly for its season again. The sweater on the chair, not needed yet, but not too far away. The sweater on the chair, a little sign. The year is turning pages. Sunlight filled the room, the windows still stood open. The trees outside still looked like summer, but somehow the sweater felt right there, resting in the corner, like it belonged. Maybe I'll wear it soon, maybe not for another week. September never seems to rush, it simply arrives, one small detail at a time. The sweater on the chair, waiting patiently. The sweater on the chair, just like the season, finding its way back. The room looked the same, almost. The backyard felt smaller than it did years ago. Or maybe I just grew taller and never noticed. The grass moved softly in the evening air, and tiny lights appeared above the fence. Just a few, floating slowly through the dark, like little pieces of the summer, taking their time before they leave. Chasing them across the yard when nights felt endless and school felt far away. Now I just stand still and watch them glow. That feels right somehow. Backyard fireflies drifting through the night, small lanterns in the fading summer. Backyard fireflies shining soft and low, like a season waving goodbye. Backyard fireflies, before they disappear, thank you for another year. darkness and home. The library smelled the way it always does. Paper and quiet mixed together, a familiar kind of welcome, waiting by the door on a September afternoon. I wandered through the shelves without a plan, reading titles one by one, not looking for anything in particular, just enjoying the search. Library card tucked inside my wallet, waiting for another season of stories. Library card, small and ordinary, opening doors without moving at all. A woman sat by the window, turning pages slowly outside. The leaves hadn't changed yet, but everyone seemed ready for autumn anyway. I checked out a novel I may never finish, but somehow that wasn't the important part. Sometimes it's enough to carry a story home. Library card tucked inside my wallet, waiting for another season of stories. Library card, small and ordinary, opening doors without moving at all. Library card, a little promise for the evenings ahead. The book rested quietly on the passenger seat. Stayed open long after sunset. The curtains moved gently with the evening breeze. The room felt different than it did in August, lighter somehow and easier to breathe. Sounded far away, somewhere beyond town. The crickets carried on their patient conversation, and for a while nothing seemed to happen. which felt perfect to me. Windows open, September air moving quietly through the room. Windows open, summer and autumn meeting for a moment in the same place. The curtains rise. The curtains fall. Windows open, September air moving quietly through the room. Windows open, holding on to summer while making space for something new. The house grew still. The breeze The sun was lower than I expected when I looked up from the grocery store. The parking lot glowed amber gold, like someone had turned the evening on early. Back in July, there would have been another hour of daylight left. But September keeps its own schedule, and I've started learning it. Golden hour comes sooner than it did before, painting long shadows across the road. Golden hour comes sooner, and somehow I don't mind. It gives the day a softer goodbye. The day a softer goodbye. A porch light flickered on somewhere down the block. The air felt cooler against my sleeves, and for a moment the whole neighborhood looked like a postcard someone forgot to mail. Golden hour comes sooner than it did before, painting long shadows across the road. Golden hour comes sooner, and now I understand every season has its favorite light. The sky faded slowly into evening. Days are shorter now than they were a while ago. The evenings arrive sooner and the mornings feel new. The ice cream stand closed early. The lake is growing quiet, and somehow everything feels right. See you, summer. Thanks for staying a while, for the fireflies and the long golden evenings. See you, summer. You don't have to linger. The leaves are waiting for their turn. Goodbye would feel heavier, but standing here in the September light, it feels more like turning a page than closing a book. Nothing lasts forever. That's what makes it beautiful. The seasons know this better than we do. See you, summer. Thanks for all you gave. The warm night air, the open window. See you, summer. Every time the sunlight turns gold in the afternoon. See you, summer, and when you come again, I'll be here, waiting with a smile. The sky grows softer, the road continues. Another season begins.